Stretch is great if you've just completed a long distance run or just completed some speed work. As a runner myself, I am guilty of running and then stopping and not stretching and paying for it the next day. So this stretch is great to incorporate as part of your running routine. Let's get started with your feet about hip width apart. Bring your hands to your hips and just start to swing your right leg back and forth. Just finding some balance on your left side, releasing that hip flexor. Keep that going. A little longer here. Just finding a nice swing. Maybe you lose your balance like I did for a hot second. One more swing. Other side, bring that right foot down, start to swing your left leg. Just working on some balance. Just really let that leg go. See how much you can relax that hip flexor, relax that muscle. Couple more swings here. Bring both feet about hip width apart, arms come up, Frankenstein reaches. Try to tap the opposite toe with the opposite hand. You should feel this, not just in your hamstrings, but on the outside of your legs. You feel that, Sam?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you should also feel your core a little bit too. Just giving your core a little bit of love here, helping that leg lift up. Keep that going, team. 5 more seconds, maybe one more on the right side, left side. Now lift your right knee to your chest. Find balance, release your ankle out, and then release it in. Just keep working that ankle in both directions, trying to relieve any tension you might have accumulated in your ankle or your foot on your run. Take that same knee back into a lunge and bring it all the way down to the ground. Push into that hip flexor here, releasing that right hip as much as possible. A lot of times when we run, our glutes don't fire as much as we would like them to fire, and your hip flexors take a lot of that work. So really release it here. Keep breathing into it. Maybe you push a little further into that hip. Maybe you find a small twist to deepen that stretch. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna ask you to bring that hip off the ground and now thrust your hips forward, deepening it down into the quad. Bring your right arm up and then over. This is one of my favorite stretches. How you doing, Steve?
Oh, it feels so good.
Doesn't it? I love this. Maybe you reset and then reach up and over a little further. Sinking even deeper, finding that anterior pelvic tilt, meaning that you're pushing your hips forward. 5 more seconds here.
Oof,
3,
balance.
2, 1. Bring that right hand down to the ground. World's greatest. Left arm comes up. Push your energy in to that right hand to take some effort off of that left leg. Now I'm going to ask you to take this left hand down, bring it down to the inside of that leg, and then just continue to work into that hip here. A little bit longer into this position. Take this left hand to the outside of the left leg, and then bring your right foot in. Come into a narrow hamstring stretch, letting your body fold over. Just releasing energy, any energy you have in your head, your neck, or your shoulders, letting gravity take over. Soften your knees and restack your vertebrae one at a time. Your head is the last to arrive. When you come to a full standing position, grab on to your left leg, release the ankle again out, and then in, just working any tension you have, trying your best to release it, focusing on your balance and breathing. Take this left leg back, bring that knee down to the ground first, and you should feel the stretch as you notice that hip flexor, as you notice that quad. See how much you can push your hips forward. For me, as you exhale is when you want to try to find the intensity in your stretch. So you'll have an inhale. On your exhale is when you would go a little bit deeper into the stretch. 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg up. Push your hips forward, anterior pelvic tilt first. Bring your left arm up and then over. You're gonna find some energy in this right leg. Stay strong there. Reset yourself. Make sure your hips are pushing forward, and then see if you can reach any much up and over, any more up and over. I enjoyed that stretch too much. 5 more seconds, team. 3, 2, 1. Take that left hand down to the ground. World's greatest first. Bring the right hand up. Look at it. When you're here in this world's greatest, you should feel the outside of that front leg stretching. 3, 2, 1. Take that right hand to the inside, your instep, and just work through it. Maybe try to bring your hips a little closer to the ground here. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself to a high plank, pushing your hips down and then push them up. Pike to plank. Keep that going, pushing your heels into the ground, noticing your posterior chain and opening up your chest. One more like that. Hold your down dog, hold that pike, and start to bend the knees. Bend your right knee, pushing your left heel into the ground, and then switch. Bend your left knee, push your right heel into the ground. Keep looking between your legs, working through those heels as slowly as you need to. You should feel not just the back of your leg stretching, but also your calf muscles. 3, 2, 1. Come down into a quadruped position, cat-cow. Try to separate your shoulders and then curve your spine. Try to look up to the ceiling. Using your breath. I can hear Sam breathing. Are you breathing, Steve?
Oh yeah.
You can work this nice and slow. You are flexing and extending your spine. When you try to separate your shoulders, try to rip apart the ground, pressing your hands into the ground, and then release your spine. 3, 2, 1. Make your way to a seated position. One of my favorite stretches is a glute stretch. So cross-leg position, the right leg is in front of the left. Reach your fingertips forward as much as you can. When you can't reach forward anymore, that's when you can release into the stretch. Breathing here. Give me an inhale, and this time as you exhale, can you reach your fingertips any more forward? Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Roll it up, switch left leg in front of the right. Now you're gonna focus the energy into the left glute. Reach forward as far as you can. When you can't reach any more forward, then you release into that stretch. Remember to breathe. You should feel this in your left butt cheek. Give me an inhale. As you exhale, try to deepen that stretch by walking your fingertips forward. 3, 2, 1. Roll up. Bring both legs in front of you. Flex your feet first. They're about hip width apart. Scoop back onto your hips. Reach up on an inhale. As you exhale, reach up and over as far forward as you possibly can. When you can't reach forward anymore, grab wherever you land. Wherever you land is fine. Even if it's right here in your knees, that's fine. Remember, as you inhale, prepare to exhale and reach a little bit more forward. This time as we inhale, roll it back up again, reset. Reach up to the sky, exhale. Forward, 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 forward. When you can't reach any more forward, then release down. You can allow your spine to slightly curve. You can look between your legs. Rock through your hips a little bit here. Inhale, as you exhale, can you reach any more forward? You're almost there, team. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Bring your legs open into a straddle position. One hand comes in front, one hand's behind, push up and forward. We'll switch. One hand comes in front, push up and forward. Get yourself into a nice wide straddle. Your toes are pointing up and back. Start to walk your hands gently forward as far as you personally can go, keeping your toes pointing up and back. You can come down to your elbows here. Keep breathing. Give me an inhale. As you exhale, try to reach a little bit more forward. Allowing a neutral spine from the head down to your tailbone. Let's reset. Come back in. Reach up. As you exhale, try to reach forward as far as you can. If you need to, you can walk it out. Otherwise, just fall over. Good team, keep breathing here. Challenging your stretch to where it feels good, but not painful. 3, 2, 1. Gently roll it up. Bring both legs in, shake them out. Hug your right knee into your chest and lay down. Bring it in and move that hip around. Just start to circle it. This should feel nice. Just enjoy finding mobility in that hip.
Stir in the pot a little
Stir in the pot. Keep holding on to this right knee with your left hand. Pull the right knee over to the left side and then look back to the right. Spinal rotation. Maybe you find some cracks in your back. You're also gonna feel the front of your chest stretch here. If you were running, especially if you did speed work, I know you're working on your arm drive, so your upper body was active. See if you can open up to stretch the front of that shoulder. You have 10 more seconds here. Keep breathing. This is my favorite. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee back in, and then just switch sides. Hug your left knee in. Now stir the pot, like Sam said, with this leg in both directions. Just finding what works for you. Noticing if you did have a lot of hip flexor tension, continue to grab onto this left leg with your right hand, pull it over to the right as you look to the left. Continuing to breathe. See if you can press that left hand down to the ground. Again, just working that spinal rotation. Continuing to breathe here. If at any point in these stretches you feel a cramp, I know you just ran, you can always reset it and then go back into it. Or you can just let yourself lay and enjoy feeling heavy after that run. You have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Hug the right knee back in. Just squeeze your legs first. Hug them. Try to keep your tailbone and your head on the ground. See if you can fully release your hip flexors. Now curve your spine and start to rock and roll. Just stretching out your upper back. Enjoying working through all of those muscles around your spine. On this rock and roll. A couple more like this. Start to find some momentum with it and bring yourself to a seated position. Once seated, come to a full squatted position. You can reset. We're gonna go into a deep squat stretch. You're gonna take your elbows and gently push your hips open, aligning your spine from your head down to your tailbone. Again, you should feel your hip flexors working, relaxing. Just continuing to breathe here. Gently fold over. Try to straighten your legs for a hot second. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Soften your knees and restack your vertebrae one at a time. Your head is the last to arrive. Roll your shoulders back and grab on to your right foot. Squeeze your inner thighs together. The more you squeeze your inner thighs together and the more you squeeze your right glute, the more you should feel a stretch in that right quad. If balance is an issue and you have something to hold on to, you're welcome to. Otherwise, imagine you have something to hold on to. Activate that left lat. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Kick this foot forward and now cross it over. I'm still gonna work on your balance. Sit down as low as you can. If you can go all the way down and let your fingertips graze the floor. Feeling the outside of that right glute stretch. Continuing to breathe here. Allowing your spine to be neutral. Once you've got this stretch, just keep your gaze looking at the ground. Or forward if you're not touching the ground. 3, 2, 1. Roll it up. Take this right foot over the left. Bring your right hand up and push into your hips, releasing that oblique, releasing that IT band. Reaching up and over. I'm gonna ask you to reset yourself. Inhale. As you exhale, again, reach up first and over at the same time. You're almost there, team. You have 5 more seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. Grab onto your left foot, squeeze your inner thighs together. Find your balance. Notice your body. Notice what side is a little bit stronger. If you're left-handed, maybe this side is better for you. Your balance is a little better. If not, maybe you're a little wobbly like me. Continuing to breathe. Remember, if you squeeze your glute, you're gonna feel that quad stretch a little deeper. Keep your legs parallel. I don't want you to cross that knee. Keep it nice and parallel. 3, 2, 1. Cross that leg over now. Whew. Sit your hips back. Trying to stretch that left glute. And then if you can, once you've got your balance, finding that control, so you can let your fingertips graze the floor. Sitting nice and low. Keep breathing. Notice if you have any tension in this left leg, can you release it to fully sit into that stretch? 5 more seconds. 3, 2, gently roll it up. Cross that left foot over. Bring the left arm up and over, stretching out your side. This isn't just an oblique stretch. You should also feel this in your IT band. A lot of times they get really tight, and this is a great stretch to incorporate. Reset. And again, up and over. Keep this going, team. Trying to grow up. 5, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Just shake it out. Awesome, awesome work. Acknowledge any of the work that you did today. I'll see you next time. Awesome work, team. Whew.
Noodle.
I feel like a noodle too. I feel great.
Like a new person.